So, Block Tales. It might not need an introduction to most of you who clicked on this video. It's probably the biggest underrated Roblox game on the platform. So as said in the game's description, it's a multiplayer turn-based RPG inspired by Paper Mario 64 and Earthbound. So pretty much it's an RPG with tons of gimmicks and mechanics pulled from actual games outside of Roblox. And the story revolves around one getting traveled back to the year 2010, hence the 2010s aesthetic being seen throughout the game. You have to collect a bunch of swords inspired by Roblox gear back then in order to save Builderman. It's pretty straightforward, yet it's really fun. Like seriously, go play the game if you haven't already. But the question here is, how did this game grow so far throughout the Roblox community? This is a game that seemingly appeared out of thin air, a game that didn't follow nor care about the norm of modern Roblox games. A game that doesn't care about milking game passes, premium payouts, trend hopping, or like, you get it. This game is different from most major games in the modern Roblox industry. This makes it one of the most naturally growing games of modern Roblox. It seemingly just blew up only because of how good it is, but the question is how. Like, how does a game that doesn't really focus on revenue or appealing to mass audiences or maintaining a high player count become so successful and well known throughout like pretty much every single Roblox player, at least above the age of 11. So let's just take things from the beginning, and the funny thing is, I don't really know much about the beginning. Like there's not much public information about the early development of the game or where this idea came from as far as I know. So the furthest I can trace back is someone by the name of Unknown Named Guy, who like really just lives up to that name. And he first posted a video of early gameplay of Block Tales. Even the video itself just naturally blew up, like it gained thousands of views within like the span of a week, along with a pretty good like ratio. Now even before this game was released or even announced, it's already pretty different from most games. I have no clue if any of the devs he was working with promoted this video or something, since a lot of developers for this game are already known for creating like this massive Roblox game before. But don't worry, we'll get to that in a bit. The modern Roblox game would typically want to advertise themselves as much as possible. They promote their games on different platforms, they create servers and groups and such, and they also post teasers to thoroughly keep the community engaged. However, Block Tales seems to have little advertisement. Like this guy's just casually showing off the most amazing jaw-dropping looking game and just labels it as a little Roblox studio project. Also before release, there were videos on the soundtracks, and those videos also got a pretty decent amount of views since the game had quickly grew a fan base already. Now everything I said about the game's pre-release advertisement would probably be completely thrown out the window if there was a chance that Rove promoted the hell out of this game in some Discord server or social media that I didn't know they had. Alright, so now let's just briefly go over the devs. So Unknown Named Guy seems to be the lead developer of this game, and either everyone or almost everyone on the dev team has also worked on Arsenal. I believe that also includes Unknown Named Guy. So Arsenal was one of the biggest Roblox games that appeared as like background footage of almost every Roblox commentary video. This goes to show that the dev team already has experience and talent in marketing and creating Roblox games. However, last year some of them have announced to leave Rove and work on other projects. Now I'm not so sure exactly what's going on for them to just leave Rove and instead decide to work on Block Tales, but at least thanks to that we got this absolute masterpiece of a game. And I feel like these devs were really like locking in when it came to developing this game, as they rarely showed like any signs of life on their social medias and didn't really promote much of Block Tales until after the game already released. But once people found out that Block Tales was made by a bunch of the same people who worked on Arsenal, they had really high hopes for this game. Alright, so now I think we should get to the point where we talk about what happens after release. Funny thing is, I have no clue how high the player count peaked on release day. I don't know if it was like high or low or something, but I can't seem to find any sort of data that goes that far back or isn't locked behind a paywall. The furthest I can go is May 18th, a few days after release, having 2,000 active players and nearly 100k new visits that day alone. It was most likely bigger on release, but I didn't see that much talk about it on social media during the day of release. There were of course a few people talking about this game and how amazing it is, but no huge names were covering this game until this type of stuff happened. So surprisingly, the most viewed Block Tales video is currently the Hatred OST, which honestly I have no clue why it's so popular. Like, is it really just the fans watching it over and over again because they love it so much? Because like, In my opinion, there's some better songs in the game. When there's many videos of people playing this game and telling y'all to check it out, is probably one of the main reasons why this game grew so quick. I don't think this game's main intent on release was simply just to reach the front page. So I believe a lot of the main reasons why Block Tales grew so quickly was simply because of the word of mouth. Someone could have been like, you know, hey, this game is super cool and underrated, you should like totally check it out. And so another person plays it and realizes that the first guy was right, so then they just spread the word and they just spread the message and so on. Eventually big YouTubers like Creekcraft and Sketch would play this game and talk about how amazing it is for a Roblox game. This of course spreads the name out like a lot more, as Sketch's video got over 1 million views and was the reason how I myself found out about the game. What's so interesting about games like Block Tales, Fighting, and Mid-Gradivator is that most of its popularity comes from word of mouth, people wanting to promote like Roblox games that are actual good instead of just modern slop aimed for kids mainly intent on making money. So games like these stick out to the part of the Roblox community that are like self-aware that most modern games on this platform are just hot garbage. When there's a game like this, they actually get hooked on it. Like, they don't get hooked on the same way that a Souls RNG or Pet Simulator fan just turns on their computer overnight, but instead they actually like want to play the game. They actually have a reason to like play the game, play the storyline, do quests, and actually have fun, like, you know, as if it was a real game. They seem to be quote unquote too good for Roblox. However, Block Tales itself is unique in a way where it could very much be a game outside of Roblox. Like, if you exclude the multiplayer and party mechanics, one could simply walk through this game and its entire story without any sorts of microtransactions or needing to play with other players. So because of that, this game perfectly captures the vibe of an offline indie RPG game like Undertale. Even the quality of this game is good, and no aspect of it requires a pay-to-win feature or AFK grinding or anything like that to milk premium payouts. This game did an amazing job of capturing the feel of a real game, because let's face it, Roblox games are not real games. Like, there's no chance an average video game enjoyer would think Souls RNG or Pet Simulator is greater than a AAA story game. Yet Block Tales feels like a real game, and that's why like damn near everyone who plays Block Tales will never stop recommending it to everyone, every single chance they get. And that's how these types of games just naturally grow, even to the point where big YouTubers have heard of this game and have even played it and made videos on it. So if you don't know much about Block Tales, this game is basically split into 7 story arcs for obtaining a different sword each, and they're known as demos or chapters. So basically the first demo is like Demo 1, the second part is Demo 2, and so on. And as I'm editing this video, there's 3 demos in this game, and they each release as separate updates. So the next update is just Demo 4, the previous updates were Demo 2 and Demo 3. However, each new demo just feels like a whole new game and adventure, but still continues with the main storyline, which is why every player always wants to come back whenever there's an update. So if you look at the statistics, a couple days after each update, the player count can go from tens of thousands of players to just like 2k. However, everyone who comes back and played the update unanimously agrees that it was a good update, worth playing and worth their time. Unlike other Roblox games where they just want kids to come back and find every new secret, exclusive, limited rare pet, and just straight up wanting them to grind for hours and hours, which is why very few dislike Block Tales compared to other types of Roblox games where there's always gonna be huge groups of haters. So this game will only have more and more players with each update, so who knows how many players this game will have once Demo 7 or 8 comes out and the full story is complete. The game will only get bigger and bigger, as well as each update taking more and more time, which I guess is kind of worrying, but I guess it might as well bring in more hype. And trust me, when this game reaches to its final chapter, it will peak really high and have literally every single Roblox player talking about it. It's gonna have the same type of influence as Pokemon Brick Bronze during its prime. So Block Tales is just one of those few Roblox games that is so good overall that it increases recognition just by people talking about it and recommending it to others. Although I've sort of explained already why this game doesn't compete with Fish and Pet Simulator in terms of player count, it has received a lot of recognition, and it even won Roblox Game of the Year by an awards show run by the Roblox community. Almost no one has anything negative to say about this game, which is super rare for most modern Roblox games, and that's how Block Tales became one of the most loved Roblox games in this past year. This video took a while to make, so I hope y'all really enjoyed. as I don't really make stuff like this where I just yap for a really long time. Well, at least a long time to my standards. So if you do enjoy, make sure to comment and also subscribe for more videos. And anyways, I'll see y'all next time.